Let's explore how to connect SAS via Workbench to your GitHub account. First, we need to navigate to our available storage accounts in SAS via Workbench. In your storage accounts, it's crucial to ensure that the home directory is enabled. Notice that my home directory is available. It's named Home and is displayed with a small house icon. In SAS via Workbench, the home directory enables you to share extensions, SSH keys, and configuration settings across all your workbenches. The home directory also includes your SAS AutoExec file. Depending on your setup, the home directory might already be configured for you as shown here. If not, you'll need to create it by selecting New Storage and then New Home Storage Location. For detailed information on the home directory, please refer to the documentation. Now, let's proceed by creating a new workbench. Select New Workbench, then keep the default name and compute specifications. I'll expand the storage. Notice that the home directory is not available to select because it's automatically mounted in every workbench I create. I'll select the only available storage I have, my_storage. Depending on your environment, you might have multiple storage locations. Next, I'll click OK. Then select Start to initialize the workbench. If this is your first time creating a workbench with the home directory, it might take up to a minute. Subsequent launches will be much faster. Once the workbench is initialized, I'll select Open Visual Studio Code. Then close the default window. To set up a GitHub connection in a SAS via Workbench, follow these steps to access your auto-generated SSH key from the home directory found in home/SAS. You can use the method of your choice, either the terminal or manual navigation in VS Code. If you prefer using the terminal, you can open a new terminal by selecting the menu, then Terminal, New Terminal. Use the cd command to navigate to the home directory /home/SAS. Then use the ls-a command to list directory contents, including hidden files. Notice the available folders in the home directory. The .ssh folder contains the auto-generated SSH key for your Workbench account. Enter the .ssh folder, then list the files in the .ssh directory. Notice that the .ssh folder contains a public and private key. Open the id_rsa.pub public SSH key using the code command. I'll close the terminal and the file. You can also manually access the .ssh folder through VS Code. Open the VS Code menu, select File, then Open Folder. Navigate back a folder, then select Home, SAS, and OK. Here are all the same folders and files in the home directory we saw earlier. I'll expand the .ssh folder, then open the id_rsa.pub public key. I'll copy the public key and close the id_rsa.pub file. Next, navigate to your GitHub account. I'm already logged into mine. Go to your GitHub profile and click on Settings. In the sidebar, select SSH and GPG keys. Click on New SSH key. Name the key. I'll name it SAS via Workbench Connection. Then paste the copied public key into the key field. Finally, click Add SSH key to save and add the SSH key to your GitHub account. Once completed, you can navigate back to your GitHub account homepage. For now, don't close the GitHub page. Let's go back to SAS via Workbench. Next, we'll configure Git by adding your email and name to the git config file. Enter the following commands in the terminal. This will create a .gitconfig file in your home directory with your information. Remember, this home directory is mounted on every workbench you create, so you only need to do this once. If you're still in the home directory, home/SAS in VS Code, navigate back to your original storage location in SAS via Workbench. Select the menu, File, Open Folder. Navigate to the root folder, then to Workspaces, my_storage, or whatever your storage name is. Click OK to open this folder. Now let's create a folder named My Project. This is going to be my project I want to save to GitHub. Inside, I'll create 2 files. First, I'll create test.py and add some quick Python code that will print the message Hello World. Then I'll create test.sass and add some Sass code that also prints Hello World. Both programs are very simple for demonstration purposes, but you might have a project with a variety of files. To initialize this folder with Git, navigate to the My_project folder in your VS Code workspace. Select the menu, File, Open Folder, then select the My_project folder. Open the source control icon in the VS Code navigation bar. Then click on Initialize Repository to set up version control for your project, allowing Git to track changes to files and manage their history. I'll select Manage Unsafe Repositories since I know my files are safe, but please work with your local admin to ensure security follows your company guidelines accordingly. Then I'll select the repo. This project folder is now initialized. Notice that next to each file is a U indicating these files are untracked. To track the files, I'll select the plus sign to stage all changes. Staging all changes in Git prepares files to be included in the next commit, effectively marking them as ready to be saved in the project's history. Now the files are staged and ready to be committed. Next, you want to commit the files. The Commit button in VS Code for Git saves all your staged changes to the project's history with a descriptive message. I'll add the message First Commit. Then select Commit. The changes have now been committed. So far, I'm tracking my project locally in SAS via Workbench. To publish this local repo to GitHub, select Publish Branch. It will prompt you to sign into GitHub. I'll allow. Then an authentication process will start. I'll follow the instructions and give permissions. I'll copy the authentication code and continue to GitHub. Then I'll select Open, and VS Code will open the GitHub external website. I'll paste the copied code. I'll select Authorize Visual Studio Code to authorize GitHub for VS Code, and close the tab. Now I can select whether I want a public or private repository in GitHub. For demonstration purposes, I'll just select Public. Please make sure to select the appropriate permissions for your repo. Pushing to a public GitHub repository uploads your committed changes from your local computer to the GitHub server, making them accessible to others who can view and collaborate on your code. I'll go back to my GitHub account. Notice that I pushed my local project from VS Code in SAS via Workbench to GitHub. I'll select the repo My_project. Notice that the Python and Sass files are now in GitHub. Let's make a change to the local files. I'll go back to VS Code in SAS via Workbench and navigate to my project. I'll add a readme.md file. Then add a simple title and description to the README file. I'll save the README file and close. If you look at the VS Code source control icon, you'll see a change was made. Let's select the icon. Notice that the readme.md file is shown. I'll stage the change by selecting the plus icon. Then add a commit message, adding README file. Then commit. Now that the change is committed, I want to also push the local changes to my remote GitHub repo. I'll select Sync Changes. The Sync Changes function in VS Code synchronizes your local changes with a remote repository, GitHub, ensuring both locations have the most up-to-date version of your project files. The change was pushed to GitHub. Let's go back to our GitHub account and confirm we see the README file. Here's the project. I'll refresh the browser, and the README file is now available in my remote GitHub account. This was a quick introduction on how to connect SAS via Workbench to GitHub. By leveraging SAS via Workbench to seamlessly integrate with GitHub, we empower data teams to collaborate efficiently and scale their analytics projects with confidence. Start to collaborate analytic pipelines today with SAS via Workbench and GitHub integration.